Ta-da! Woo! All right. Uh-huh. All right. So this is the impromptu pop-up, but I thought I'd go ahead and try something a little different. And I might probably be doing this maybe like once a week. I'm trying to raise some more awareness for the 8 questions with interview series. It's been pretty solid, but I think it could be better. And so I am trying to think of things to do to promote the show. So I am thinking that maybe what we'll start doing here is coming on here for an hour early on in the week. I know this is late. This is Thursday, but still going to talk about the shows. Spend like 45 minutes to an hour talking about the shows, getting you guys to hit the notification buttons. That would be really helpful. Some way, somehow, if I can get you guys to do that, that would be rocking. Um, so we will see. Of course, this is a pop up, so of course, I'm not really sure if anybody will come in for this or not, but I'll just go ahead and hang out and see what happens. Um, I'm sure that once people come out or see that I'm up, they will roll over and we will say hi and all that good stuff. I'm going to share this out. Ooh, hopefully everybody's doing well. Um, So yeah, that's what I'm really what the basis of this is. And like I said, this is just a pop up, but I do think that next week, probably starting Mondays at I haven't figured out a time yet. I'm gonna start coming on for like an hour, like on a Monday, and we're gonna talk about what's coming up on the week uh on the show. Now I know you guys hear me when I go ahead and I do the calendar and I announce the dates and whatnot. But I think it'd probably be better if I go into a little bit more depth with what I got coming up. That way you guys are, you guys get curious. Um, and like I said, I really like to get you guys to hopefully even hit the notification while we're talking. That would be helpful. So you guys know what's coming up. You'll get notified when we're live and who we're talking with. Um, so like tonight, I am doing a double header. I am doing a double header with two very accomplished artists. Max Wassa, actress Max Wassa will be here at 6 p.m. And Max is just she's amazing. Both these women are. This is honestly, I'm not. This is not overhyped. This is not hype. As far as a doubleheader goes, as far as back-to-back interviews go, this may be the strongest I've ever done. I've had a lot, and I've had supremely talented people on the show. I just really am like blown away with what these two women have accomplished in their careers. Um, and a chance to talk to them back to back is just amazing to me. Um, and some of the other guests that we've been talking to too, wow, they're blowing up. Um, it's really cool. Mike Markov's got a new movie coming out. The Legend of Hawes is coming out. I do believe in October. We've had Mike Markov on the show. Mike Ferguson, that guy is working nonstop every day, all day. Uh, um, it's just I mean some of the people that we've talked to. Leah McKendrick just wrapped up a movie called Scrambled that she just got done completing, and it got picked up by Lionsgate. Um, so it's gonna be coming really soon. It has an all-star cast in it, including Clancy Brown. Um, Tremendously good news for her and her producing partner into that movie. Leah directed it, but of course, her one of her producer partners is Mariah Owen. who's also been on the show. Um, so it's really some of the people that we've talked to are starting to really starting to sparkle now. Now, does that mean I can go? See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean catching lightning in a bottle now, because sooner than later, those people that we talked to on the show, we're not going to be able to talk to anymore. It's just not. Their stars are going to rise. Their demand on their time is going to increase. That is part of fame. And pretty soon, it's you hope that you can, but you don't you hope, but but you also have realistic expectations. So super happy for both Leah McKendrick. Congratulations to her. Hi Bud, how are you? um Next Tuesday, I have gotten my first cast member, Cobra Kai, and Rose Bianco will be here with us. She plays Miguel's grandma, or Abuelita, uh, Rosa. I always just say grandma. She'll be here with us next Tuesday, and her career is, I mean, it's amazing. Um, they say that for a lot of actresses, life on the big screen sort of starts fading after 40. I'm so pleased to tell you that is not the case anymore. There's a lot of people are working at all ages. It's no longer the glass ceiling. That ceiling's been shattered. Um, our guest last week, uh, 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 Karen Cleach. I can now tell you the name of the movie that she did. It's going to call I think it's called Real Estate. Real Estate. And she just wrapped up her scenes last week, and that movie will be coming out soon on Tubi. Let's see. So that's also awesome news. Um, uh, 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 we got the Rogue Origins fellas. They're still out there crushing it. Josh Maybe, the Rogue Origins, who we talked to as well. They are working very very hard, and they just released a new, well, probably about a month old, but I should drop it down and I should drop it. I should actually review it, which I think I will do. I'll do that. They dropped a new short, absolutely amazing, a martial arts action piece. Um, of course, it makes you just like with John Lee, that our friend Josh Hahn did. It makes you just really thirsty for a full length film. Like, I want to see a full length film of this, um, for sure. Um, so that's great. And see, so I mean, there's a lot of people that have come on the Eight Questions with that have gone on to do a lot of great things. We got Ellie O'Hara will be here with us next week. She'll be here with us, and Sarah Nicklin will be here with us next week. They have both are working actresses, and Sarah Nicklin has a very accomplished screen queen. She has a ton of credits underneath her belt. Ellie O'Hara is also a rising English actress. I actually discovered her quite by accident when I watched a movie called Tommy's Honor, which is a very good movie based on a true story. And so she'll be here with us next week. And then we have, again, our specialty. I like to think our specialty is having young actors come on that are just cutting their teeth. And we will be having next Thursday, we will be having Rebecca Silk will be on with us. And I do believe that her star will rise rather quickly as well. She's a beautiful young lady. It looks like she's doing some horror films now. She's got some credits underneath her belt. Her star is on the rise. That's what I really hope that you guys come out for. A lot of times I do hear that. I do hear, like, I've never heard of this. I've never heard of the people that you're talking to. But how is that any different from getting a movie that you never heard of and watching it anyway? Because you want to be surprised. You want to be, you want to be the one to discover it. That's the cool thing about doing a show like this. And I'm sure that some of my peers that are doing interview shows will agree with me about that. It's awesome to get the established folks, but it's also a lot of fun to get the newcomers, the ones that are just coming up, the ones that you don't know. And then you slowly get to know their work, their body of work, and next thing you know, you're telling your friends about them. You know, like when we did Kelly Goody, you know, nobody really knew who Kelly Goody was, but all of a sudden, reviews started popping up about her performances in the Baylock residence uh, and April and the entity, the oh gosh, well, I'm going to call it the unholy for right now. The um, so But sooner enough, people started talking to about her, talking to her, having her on the show, and before you know it, now I hear people talking about her, in chats or in live streams or and whatnot. It's just like you discover a young actor and or a movie, and you put them over. So it's really cool. I really do like that, and this is what I try to do here on the show. And of course, I mean, the whole thing is like I actually got a response from an artist I invited to come onto the show, which I hope that will happen in October. And I sent an invitation. I sent a request, and they're going like, "Well, you're really known for actors," and I'm going like, "Well, I'm really known for a lot more than that. I'd like to try to keep the show as diverse as possible." Um, as you know, one of the things I've done now, starting a couple of months ago, is I do a Creators Week every month on the Eight Questions with, where I try to interview three YouTube creators, on their channels. Next week, as a matter of fact, but the Butt Files is here, and they'll be one of the guests that we have in October. So we're going to be talking to them. I tried to get Pete to do it, but Pete shot me down like 20 times already. I've been shot down more by Pete than Snoopy has been by the Red Baron. Uh, but one of these days, it'll happen. Um, so so that's what's been going on. I mean, as far as some of the stars that we've had on the show, some of the names we've had on the show, you know, doing really well. I mean, some of the numbers have just been outstanding, but it could be better. Um, I've had some great guests that their shows weren't really watched, and I have to keep pushing them out there. Like we had just an amazing interview with director Jay Giovanni, who did, you know, it's always, it snows all the time. Um, he's a terrific director, a good human being, and I really couldn't get anybody to get out there to watch the show. Now I do know that there's a lot of risk in coming out and spending your time watching a show like this live that maybe you don't know the person, and I get that and I respect that. I do. But the beautiful thing about YouTube and the beautiful thing about doing a show like this is you don't have to watch it necessarily live. I prefer, as for my guest, I'd rather see you in the chat. It's nice it's nice when I see like 15, 18, 20 something people in the chat. It's really cool to see. And it makes the guests feel really good as well. It's really tough. It's really tough to be here talking sometimes to a guest, especially now, and seeing only two or three people in here. Luckily, that has not really happened that much. Um, you know, you guys know what's going to happen here. We're going to bring you the best guest. And I say that, yeah, I said it. I have talked about other people's guest list, and they're outstanding. But honestly, I would throw mine up against anybody's uh, at this point. I think I've interviewed some really fascinating people, really cool people, very kind-hearted people, a nice mix of from all over, and looking to get more diverse. Um, hey, how are you? How are you? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Um, I like to think that I like to think I have a very comparable guest list to much larger channels than me. I've seen names on bigger channels, but I would put my guests up against most anybody. Um, and we're hitting our stride. We've gotten 180 of these interviews underneath our belt. 180. It's amazing. I never thought that would happen. I really didn't. Um, and the beautiful thing, like I said, though, is like I love you guys to have you here. Um, but the beautiful thing is that you don't have to be here. You could always watch a replay and support that way. Watch a replay, drop a comment. Uh, you know, uh, that's always welcome, and that means even in the past interviews as well. As you read if you read the description box to see about who we're talking about, you'll always notice I always put links in there to past interviews. And by all means, just go ahead and click the playlist. If you click on my playlist, I broke down the playlist for easy listening. I have one massive master list. Uh, uh, I have one master list that you can go and you can see all the interviews all at one shot, which you could do that. But I also broke them down into groups of 25 interviews, so you can just listen to it like a podcast, like a radio show. You can hit the rotating, keep on playing, or you can hit the scramble, and you don't know who you're going to be listening to next. Either way, doesn't matter how, as long as you're listening, as long as you're enjoying yourself. I know, isn't that crazy? 180. And by end of tonight, it'll be at 182 because we're doing two interviews tonight. We're doing two interviews. We're doing an interview with Max Wassa. She'll be here at 6 o'clock. She has done so much in her career. She's a music producer. She is a children's author. She is a classically trained musician herself. She's an actress. She is a model. And yeah, a screen queen. She's done a lot of horror movies. So she has done a lot of things. She actually got to work on Andy Sedaris movie, which I'm thoroughly excited to talk to her about that because I'm a huge Andy Sedaris fan. Andy Sedaris is like, that guy's just hella dope. Rest his soul, and rest in peace, Andy Sedaris. And she worked on one of his films. And then at 9 p.m., we're back with Tristan Risk. Tristan Risk has appeared in one of the major cult films in horror, American Mary, with that she was with Catherine Isabel. That was directed by the Saska twins. She's also done burlesque. So you know what that is. She dances and sings and entertains. She did that for 12 years and toured. She is currently now in New Zealand, and she is developing. She is actually making her own films. She's making a film. I always have to talk about this film because, of course, I do. So she's making one of her short films. It's called Cat Lover, and yeah, I don't know if that. I just got to see that. Any movie called Cat Lover, it's got to be good. She's building puppets. She's got a puppet show. You saw the picture on the. If you saw the picture I used for her PR picture for the show, you can see with one of her puppets. So she's made those puppets. So she has done a lot. She has done a lot, and still doing more. And she's so dynamic. Tristan Risk is just. She's definitely one of the. Her and Max both are just so multi-talented. Like I said a few minutes ago, this may be, as far as a back-to-back show like this might be the most power-packed I've done so far. I mean, both these women are they definitely demand your respect. Let's put it that way. They've accomplished so much in their lives and their careers. It's awesome. It's awesome. I'm so proud to be able to bring them onto the show, and to be able to have a chance to talk to them. Hi, Jamie. Another person I would talk to already. I've talked to Jamie. Jamie has been on the show. Had a terrific interview with Jamie, and we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun. In fact, I do believe we'll be having Jamie come back sometime if she wants to. Uh, I do think that I'd like to hear some feedback. As far as the interviews goes, I'd like to go ahead and see you guys, even in the comments, you know, drop down a few people that you like to see, on the show. Keep in mind what the show is. So, like, don't say Tom Cruise because that will never ever happen. Um, but if you see an actor in a horror film, if you see an actor in a horror film and you're wondering who that person is, or you're struck by their performance, especially like something you watch on Tubi or something like that, like me, I'm going to be starting to hunt down the people from the show Teardrop because I want to talk to them because they did such a nice job in Teardrop. So I'm going to be looking to talk to that cast. Um, I really, if you see even if it's just a small little performance, even if it's just a couple of lines or a couple of scenes, but you're struck by the performance, drop the comment down below. Say, hey, Patrick, have you ever heard of this person? Have you ever talked to this person? And we'll make it happen. We'll definitely make it happen. We'll definitely go through the hoops to see to get a face on here that you want to see. Um, so by all means, and again, your feedback as far as the questions. I know sometimes the chat can get away from me a little bit as far as that goes. When it's a really busy chat, and I know I could do better, so I will try to do better. Um, okay, okay. I should interview Cameron Cloutier. He directed the Twin Peaks. Yep. All right, there we go. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Is Cameron on? Is he on Instagram? If he is, I will reach out to him. Definitely, I will definitely reach out. I'll reach out to You know what though? Like I said, I try and I ask for every 100 people I ask. I get told no, maybe like 90% of the time, but it doesn't stop me from asking. I will ask. I will come back. I will sit. I'll be patient, and then I'll ask again. Maybe 3, 4 months down the line, because you never know. And I've gotten interviews that way. I have gotten interviews where I've asked somebody to come on the show. In fact, I will be telling a story tonight during our interview with Max. That'll be very entertaining. It was very embarrassing for me, but it was still very entertaining to us both. Um, okay, that's right. I remember that. I remember you were in this movie. We gotta get you in some more movies, Jamie. Yeah, you gotta get some more movies. Uh you did a Spirit Halloween. I didn't even know Spirit Halloween was a you went to Spirit Halloween store. Yes, people are doing that, are they not? Oh my gosh, yes. I have to watch that too. Thank you. I will love to connect with him, and I will definitely love to talk to him. Yes, I know there's a lot of people out in our community that would actually be pretty good in a movie, don't you think? Um, One thing I could ask you guys do, because now we got 5 folks here. One of the things I would like to do during this hour long like preview show or whatnot. It might be 30 minutes going next week. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. This is my first one, and I did it as a pop up. But one of the things that would really be helpful to us here on the show, 8 questions, is if you guys would hit the notifications when I put the banner up. If you guys could go over there and hit the notifications to let you know when the show comes on, notify me when when the show comes on. That would be really helpful, real helpful, because it lets you know. Because everybody knows about YouTube, when they say hit the notification bell, you get notified of when things come through. Well, we all know that doesn't happen. We all know that does not work that way. So whenever we put up a upcoming live stream, it says notify me, hit that button. That always works. Every time I hit a button, it always works on a live stream. Doesn't always work on a YouTube video, that's for sure. Um, but it does. It does when you hit on the notifications on the live stream. That also helps. And again, I encourage you to uh, yes, I, that's something. That's you know what that why not? The only thing I would tell you, I would, like, I was actually watching, and I was like one of the only 3 or 4 people that to do so, which is a shame. I was actually watching the interview with Tommy McLaughlin on House of Horrors a couple of weeks ago. Uh, he is the writer director of Friday the 13th, Jason Lives, and he came back for a second visit. And one of the things that he mentioned, because fan films are really popular right now, really popular. We talked to Steve Merlo, who is doing the Sawyer Massacre, which is a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, a fan movie. I know other folks in the community have interviewed people who've done fan movies as well. Um, I guess what I'm hearing from, because Tommy McLaughlin was talking about he wanted to do he's working on a fan film as well. I guess since the lawsuit ended with Sean Cunningham and Victor Miller, he said one of the fallouts of that verdict, of that settlement, might be that Friday the 13th fan films might be being affected. Um, he seemed to think that there will be a put there, before the studios have been actually really relaxed about this, but he felt like with Friday the 13th that um, there might be people not, the studios might not allow fan films for Friday the 13th going forward. Hey, James Guy, what's going on, sir? Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Tearing it up. Tearing it up. Uh, so that would be of a bit of a bummer if that's the case, right? That would really not that would not be fun, because also that reminds you of the bad old days. Whenever someone would get a movie going, they would always get a letter from the studio saying cease and desist, and there you go. I'm hoping that doesn't happen here with Friday the 13th. I hope the studios will allow the fans to do the movies, as long as within their rights, within this what the studio allows them to do. Um, so hey, Cass, welcome, welcome. So yeah, wow, I got 6 folks here. Thank you so much for coming in. I really do appreciate it. I really do. Um, I'm just talking about the shows on 8 Questions with to the folks that are coming in new. I'm going to be trying to do this probably on a Monday. I think I'll probably do like a half-hour show, real quick, just to preview what's coming up for the week on 8 Questions with. Um, so you guys can all come out and support the show. If you see somebody you'd like to watch or listen to, that would be awesome. Um, that would be awesome. You guys can come out. Um, again again tonight we have actress Max Wasso will be here. She's also a writer, artist, music producer, musician. And we had Tristan Risk is here. She is also an actress and a puppeteer, a dancer, a writer, a film director in her own right. And she's making she's making her movie Cat Lover. This Tristan will also mark a first for us, as this will be our first time interviewing a guest from New Zealand. That is also one thing I'm very proud of about the show, is that it's very international. We have interviewed people from England, Italy, Austria, Norway, um, Ireland, Argentina, Australia, New Zealand, um, the Netherlands. The Netherlands did that from the Netherlands, Canada. So we will go anywhere to talk to anyone at any time. Um, that's for sure. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the time is. If I have to get up at 4 in the morning to get to do an interview with somebody, I'm not afraid to do that. If I have to, 3 o'clock in the morning to do an interview, I'll do it. Why not? It'll be fun. Um, I appreciate that so much. How are you guys all doing? I should ask you guys that. Um, next week, again, I know this is going to be somewhat repeating itself, but we got new people coming in all the time, so I want to just tell them what it's all about. So this is a preview show for Eight Questions With. I'm just letting you guys know what we're doing for this week, end of this week, and next week. Uh, Next week we have our first cast member of the show, Cobra Kai. We have Rose Bianco will be on here next Tuesday. Hey, Kal-El. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Great news, Jamie. So next week we have our first guest, and Rose Bianco from the show Cobra Kai. She'll be here to talk to us about the show and tell us some secrets and see if Terry Silver really is a dastardly bastard, or is he actually a really nice guy. So she'll be here next Tuesday at 8 o'clock. So if you have any Cobra Kai questions, you guys can come on over, and I'm sure Rose will have a few answers for us. Yes, the crane kick. I heard the crane kick made a comeback in season 5. Um, Next Wednesday on the 28th, we do have another doubleheader. This is a traditional doubleheader, and that is I'm up at 2 o'clock, and I'll be talking to actress Ellie O'Hara. Ellie O'Hara will be here with us next week at 2 p.m. Um, and I'm really happy about that. She is a very sweet girl. Uh, uh, and I can't wait to talk to her. Um, she's gonna be here, and she's gonna be talking about her career um, as well. I got to meet her through director Tom Joleffe, screenwriter director Tom Joleffe, who's also been a guest on the show. So she will be here. She'll be here next Wednesday at 2 p.m. And then at 8 p.m. our normal time, we have actress Sarah Nicklin will be here. She has done a ton of horror films, a lot of independent horror films, and she will be here, and she'll talk to us about life behind on being a screen queen. Um, it's always different. That's one thing I'll tell you guys too as well is uh, 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 someone had commented that you have a lot of actors and a lot of directors, and and I have a feeling people think that if they're repetitive, like how many actors can you interview? Well, it's not so much that, because if you go back and you watch some of the shows, which I encourage you to do, um, you'll notice always different answers. I don't do preset questions. I don't have questions set here in stone to ask anybody. I just go based on what they tell me, and we that's where the conversation goes. But if you notice, a lot of the times, a lot of the actors and directors and even normal folks, even like the heroes that do cat rescue, or writers or authors or poets, or musicians. We've had some musicians on here. We had our friend Emotion who came on here and played. We talked to a very good a musician, and Emiko was here. We've had a film composer um, that came out and talked to us from Argentina. Mauricio. came out and talked to us about making he's a film composer. I got some more of those coming up. I got more composers and musicians coming up, um, and I can't wait to show them to you because they're I mean, especially especially I love film composers. Anybody that can make scores for movies is I'm fascinated by it because it's like some of the hardest things, some of the hardest music to create. Let's see. See, Cass says she is sore, out of action. She hurt herself. I fell on my bedpost, just healing right now. Hard to type. Yeah, wow. That seems to happen. That happened a couple of times now to folks getting hurt in their house. Please be careful for sure. I've actually fallen out of bed too this year. I fell out of bed. I fell out of my bed. I rolled right on out of it. I don't know. I think I was having some sort of nightmare, and I rolled right out of it. So I get it. Hopefully you're feeling well. And notice, Cass. Notice one thing. Notice how notice how I'm not gonna to ask you. Well, didn't you see that coming? Notice I'm not gonna ask you that. I do hope you feel better. And Jamie, I'm so happy about your dental work. That's awesome. You'll be back stronger than ever and singing. That's awesome. Um, yeah. And of course, like I mentioned before, next Thursday, a week from today, we have rising actress Rebecca Silk will be with us, and I'm really glad to see her. Her and I talked a little bit, and I'm looking forward to talking to her. She's got a nice little resume there. She's got a nice little body of work, and it's getting bigger and better. And that's always good to see. And honestly, I'm glad she came out and talked. I think that's going to be, it's going to be a lot of fun. And she's based in Las Vegas, so Las Vegas seems to be really having a booming town. As far as a booming movie scene now. And speaking of Vegas, we should talk a little bit about this. Though I'm going to try, though I don't think I'll be able to get her in October. So it'll probably won't be till November, but I am going to try to have Christy come back. Uh, Christy Adams from Nightmare Toys. They got their liquor license and they are almost done. If I'm not mistaken, I think they are done with the restaurant. I think by time that we have her come back, I think everything will be put in place and Nightmare Toys will really take off. Um, I want to have her come out in November. I'm going to invite her to come out in November and talk to us because it'll be almost Christmas time, and I want to see what's new and at Nightmare Toys as far as collectibles go and toys go and what they're doing for Christmas. Um, so I mean, October will be insane for them. I'm sure that it's going to be crazy. Hi, a traveler here. I'm on my. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, and you tripped over the dog. Oh, tripped on her blanket. Yes. Yes. Oh, man. That happened to our friend Ava. She got up and she was going. I think she was getting a drink of water or whatnot, and she tripped and she fell and she hurt her head. I mean, she must have. I think she hit her head flushed on the floor or something on the door. Yeah, it was really bad. When I fell, the only reason I didn't fall and hurt myself is because I wear a CPAP mask, and so when I fell, the mask was on my face and it yanked my head and it woke me up right away. So I was able to pretty much catch myself before I fell all the way on the floor. But yeah, that's what happens that's what happens. In my case, that's what happens when you get old. I have to be careful. I can't afford to break a hip. Um, so hopefully you're feeling better, Cass. That's for sure. Um, I got a question for you guys. Now that I'm thinking about this. Hey, there he is. Greetings, greetings. Um, so playlist go when you guys do your playlist. I want to ask you a question. Do you guys? To me, I broke my playlist down into 25. Um, each show averages probably about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. Do you feel like 25 is a little too long per episodes per playlist? Do you think that's too long, or you think that's just right? Do you feel like 25 is a fair amount of number? I think so. I mean, I don't think, I have one master list so you can see everybody I've ever talked to. Hey, Jamie, welcome, welcome. Great show yesterday by you two. That was a great show yesterday. Um, I had a lot of fun. So what is it? What is an average playlist when you watch? What is an average playlist? How long does it have to be? Um, Cheetah-licious, I like that. I think the show is Cheetah-licious. I'm gonna drop something down because I want to see I want you guys. I really like to get your input on this, and if you could leave a comment down below afterwards, that would be really cool if you guys could do that. I am dropping a playlist onto. I'm dropping a playlist into the chat, and what I like to know is, do you think this is too big of a list or too small? Do you think this list is perfect, or you think it's too big? So this is one of my playlists. You don't have to answer it now. You could leave a comment later if you want to, but I would like to know if it's easier to. I thought 25 was about fair because I'm doing them in blocks of 25, and I just felt like if you listen to it like Spotify, or if you listen to it like a podcast, um, I thought that it would be a perfect it'll be a perfect amount of shows. Um, I can't necessarily if like the ones I've created, I really can't do anything about those because I've linked them so much to to every interview, so I can't really go in and make any adjustments because it would affect every other link that I made. So, but going forward, I would like to know um, if 25 is a good amount of shows to listen to at a block. Um, yeah, and then would you guys be interested in just having like all like YouTube creators in a playlist? So you could listen to just your peers. I could do that as well because I've interviewed, as you know, I've interviewed a few YouTubers. I could do that as well if that's something that seems to be interesting. It would interest you. And speaking of being interviewed, Jamie is here. Uh, Jamie, uh, 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 Jamie and Crystal, and they have been interviewed on the show as well. They do a live stream every Wednesday, and they also do a live stream every other Friday called Slumber Sleepy Party. So, so put all the actors and directors in one list. Yeah, because that's the one thing about the list. They're really diverse. I know. Look at that. You're right. I've interviewed two Jamies. I think yes, I've interviewed. I think that might be the most I've interviewed of the name of the name. I think everybody else is just one. I've only interviewed like one Karen. I've only interviewed. Well, no, Michael. I think Michaels might have you because I've interviewed a few Michaels. Michael Ferguson and Michael Cassie. Um, also, too, would it be really cool too as well if you guys could do this? But if you do go and you do watch some of the shows, which I hope that you do, I really like to get your feedback on which shows you like the best. Which interview did you like the best? And yes, you could even put your own name down there. If you think your interview was the best, you can actually say, I really thought my interview was the best. I would totally understand that. Um, for everybody else, if you could listen, if you could actually do that, just come back and tell me in the comments down below which show was your favorite, and what did you like about it? Was it the questions that were being asked, the answers, the guest itself, the setting? Um, I just like to know about that kind of feedback because that will help out a lot. And yet, here comes another guest that we've interviewed. We interviewed Anthony Shabbat was here. That is actually one of my most favorite interviews. Anthony was a terrific guest. We had a lot of fun. He tore it up. Anthony's interview was really really good, really really good. Hi Anthony, how are you, sir? Yes, I really enjoyed that one yesterday too. I really did. I thought Fluff was really good, and she was not afraid to speak her mind. I love that. She talked. She was open and honest. But then again, everybody else is. I don't ever. I'm not afraid to ask the hard questions. I'm not going to just ask softball questions like, what's your favorite food or what's your favorite color. No, she wants to talk about history and of her country, and she wants to talk about some issues that bothered her or she was wanting to comment on. We'll talk about that. Um, let's see. Everybody adds shark. Uh, oh, everybody should add Wheezy Shark to their Christmas list now. I will probably be doing me and the owl, the bat. I am hoping that we will do a watch along um, on the Midnight Society. I am really hoping if we can find a copy without being copyrighted. I'm hoping that we will be able to watch Santa Jaws, or if not, we'll at least talk about it during Christmas time. Shark Exorcist, yes. Yes, that's right. Shark Exorcist. We interviewed Elaine Huntington, who starred in Shark Exorcist and will be in Shark Exorcist 2. Um, so, yep, that was a lot of fun talking to her as well. Okay, I'm already. You guys are already helping me already. You guys are already helping me already. I know that. I know I should probably do. Let's see. Jamie says I can't say her interview. No, not at all. I don't think your interview was boring as well. No, I don't think it was boring at all, Jamie. I think it was very, very fun. Very fun. And a lot of people did too. Um, no, I was very proud of that interview. I hope you share it out. I hope you tell people about it because I think people will really enjoy listening to you. Next time you come on though, we're gonna have you sing. We're gonna have you sing next time you do come on though. I've had a few musicians that come on. They have played before. Steve Hartzell came on and performed. We had Emotion to come on and perform. And the thing is, though, yeah, Spooky Kisses. I am hopefully going to have her come back after October. There's no way in hell I'm getting her in October. I saw her filming list for October. Her schedule is absolutely insane. Uh, there that's that was a that was a that was an there her new videos coming out of her haunts. are going to be just absolutely off the chain. I definitely will try to ask her to come back in November, along with Christy Adams, because I really want to talk to him. But I know October is just not a good time. Oh, yes, you will. Let's see. Shark Exorcist. Oh, did they drop number two? I didn't know they. I didn't know they dropped. I didn't know Shark Exorcist 2 dropped. Um, hmm. Maybe acoustically, but if it hurts your vocal cords, by all means, don't do that. Uh, yeah, Anthony, your interview was outstanding. I'm really proud of that interview, Anthony. I thought we really had fun. Yes, that there you go, right there. I can drop the. Let me go drop that link. At Jamie's interview. Let me go grab it. So you can read it. Let's see. I know where Jamie's at. I pretty much got everybody's interview slot pretty much memorized. Okay, let's see. Let me go get it. Uh, Hold on here. Let me go get it. Let's see. Uh, Let me put this down here while I take a look at my monitor here. Well, there's so much. There's so many of them. that's that's the thing. There's so many of them. Actually, I think you. Where'd you go? Yeah. Hold on. There's so many of them. Remember, there's 180 of them. Oh, come on. I know she's up here. There we go. Ha ha. So let me go back. You got it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And there you go. There's Jamie's interview. It's fantastic. It really is. Yeah, I know nothing about filmmaking. I mean, I have no idea. There's a lot of people in the community that are directors. Yeah, yeah, but but you do know that you'll have to be open though. You can't. You're gonna have to talk to people. You actually talk to people in person about that. You can't do it behind. You can't. You gotta be brave and talk to people face to face. Otherwise, it'll never happen. Thank you for posting that, Jamie. Yeah, by all means, take a watch Jamie's interview, and then you come back and tell me what you think. I would really be curious to know what you think. I think she was. I think she did a lovely interview. Um, oh, fan film. The wow, that would be. I never heard anybody doing that one. Of the Burbs, that would be most interesting. That would be interesting. The only thing, though, I love fan films. I love the idea behind the fan films, but there's part of me that just I'm really bummed out that the fact that there's so much labor of love for fan films, and I just think it really sucks that they are not allowed to make money off of them. I truly don't understand that. I don't know why it's not like it should be just like anything else. It's like you make a fan film, you have a budget of $14,000, $15,000. You go ahead and make your film, and then you go ahead and sell your film. But the first $15,000 that comes through goes to the studio. That's they take the first 15,000 and that goes to the studio. After that, that the filmmakers themselves can then turn around and make some money off of it. I just think that would be fair. I just think it really sucks to be able to spend $25,000 on that and then not turn around and not be able to make any profit off of it for all your hard work. I mean, it's a fan film, but I think that they should be compensated for it. Pay the studio what your budget was, and then you get paid after that. Yeah, you would have to actually yep. Yeah, you would have to talk to people face to face, and in order to get things done. And yeah, yeah, I mean, every fan film is a labor of love. I just feel at this point in time where I think that it's fine that I think the studios would be smart to for one thing, the way I look at it is if I'm a studio and somebody spending $25,000 to make a film, um, they send me a copy of it, uh, and I'm gonna make it. I want to see what they've done. What is this? What if your friend was a hell of a director sitting over there, and instead of sitting there squashing on him, they looked at they had. What they had? Project Green Book, Greenlit a few years ago. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. They were looking for the next big filmmaker. What happened? Well, what? How come studios don't do that? Take the budget, ask them for the budget because you allow them to sell the movie. You take the first budget. You take the budget of the film. That's a fair compensation. And then after that, the producers and the milk makers of the film can make whatever money they can. Um, maybe up to $100,000, and then if they make $100,000, then they turn around and they give a small percentage back. Yeah. See. Oh, and hopefully somebody gets discovered that way doing a fan film. All right, boys and girls, it is coming up to an hour. I want to thank you guys for coming out. This is all I wanted to do. I want to just do an hour of this. I want to preview the show for tonight. Next time, I'm going to make this a little bit more set and scheduled. I'm going to do this every Monday, say around 1 o'clock, and we'll get out there and talk about what's coming up on the show and get more feedback from you folks. Again, I'd like to have feedback. If you watch any of the old interviews, please leave some feedback. Let me know what your favorite your interview is. Let me know how the show can improve. Let me know which guests that you would like to see. But please be realistic in that. I mean, please don't sit there and say, "Yeah, get Tom Hanks." I'm not going to be able to do that. So if you see any independent films, like if you see independent films with some actors in it that you thought were really good, and you don't know their names, just leave the name of the movie, and I'll do the rest. I'll do the work. Um, and see if we can get some new fresh faces on 8 Questions with. So hopefully I will see some of you, if not all of you, tonight at 6 p.m. for Max Wassa. She'll be here at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be having the lovely Tristan Risk will be here tonight. And then that'll be fun. I hope to see you all there. And thank you for coming out and hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. And we will talk at you guys tonight. Peace.